Hey friends, how are you doing? Facebook friends and my healing theology friends. This is exciting. I am going live um, as part of my new platform, my new channel called Healing Theology. And this is a platform that I am so excited to use and create to exchange good information, right? Things that help us to get to the best version of ourselves. So I am so excited about this and about you guys joining me. I am videotaping this, and so I will have some edits later that go along with the commentary. But what I'm hoping is we get into a really good discussion about body image today. So today we are talking about body image, and I am so eager to talk about this because and the significance of one thing in particular, and then hopefully it will expand into more discussion or thought even about body image. So what led to this thought for me was Tabria Majors. And if you don't know who Tabria Majors is, make sure that you Google her, look her up on Instagram. She just hit 1 million followers as a plus size African American model. What is the significance of that? She is the first African American or a Black model, plus size model, to gain the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Yes, we are out here winning. Another big bone woman is winning in the world, and I am celebrating her with my platform. I am excited about this. So we know that Ashley Graham was the first plus size model to get the cover in 2016, right? But I shouldn't say but. That was a great accomplishment. If you don't know, Ashley Graham is now skinny. Okay? I don't know if it was the pressure of her environment. I don't know if it was her doctor saying you need to lose some weight, but whatever it was, Ashley Graham is now skinny. But she got the cover of Sports Illustrated in 2016 as a plus size model. We fast forward 2 years, a young African American girl, plus size girl, weighing in at 220 pounds, enters the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover competition. So let's just stop there for a second. I wish in my early 20s I had enough confidence to enter anybody's contest at 200 pounds to be on the cover of something. Can I get a witness out there, right? So I'm just saying that level of confidence shows a lot, and it starts with our mindset. So I don't know how many of you weighing in at 200 pounds or more at 40 years old would have enough courage to enter a contest, a swimsuit contest, no less. So I'm talking cellulite, rolls. She looks good though. Don't get it twisted. Girlfriend is bad. But to expose that much of yourself and subject yourself to that kind of criticism and scrutiny, please, it ain't gonna happen. And so I'm so excited that this girl did this and won the competition and got the cover. So it begs the question, one, does that mean that society has evolved in accepting plus size women as a standard for beauty? I think it has. And yes, don't get it twisted. Other plus size women have come way before her and before Ashley Graham, right? But as a society, we seem to be evolving. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, the standard for beauty was not 200 pounds or more. And I struggled with my weight constantly. And I say struggled with because there was something I wanted to look like, to be acceptable in my head, to be acceptable, to have a relationship. Men, if they want you, you got to be a certain weight. And so I worked out incessantly, never been skinny. I wasn't skinny in the 3rd grade. I have a story. I don't know if you grew up with me. So Michelle Gibson can relate to this, and Stacy Burton, your brother Ellis Dews. I tell this story. I don't want to embarrass Ellis, but Ellis used to call me Miss Piggy when I was in the third grade, fourth grade, and I was so just, it just destroyed me, right? Because it was like just a standard, and it stuck with me. So that distorted thought process sort of stuck with me throughout the years, and was always striving for a standard I really couldn't reach. For a very short period of time in 2009, I think I reached my lowest weight. I think I might have been at 168 and a size 8 for probably 2 weeks, and it went right back up. But I had switched my eating pattern. So in 2005, I went after reading The Maker's Diet, and my good girlfriend Stacy Adams, at the time that was her last name, but she's recently married with a baby on the way. Or did you have the baby, Stacy? Anyway, introduced me to The Maker's Diet, and I started doing The Maker's Diet not to lose weight necessarily, but to become healthy. And in the process, got on such a roll that I did lose 85 pounds over the course of 4 years. And have been committed to eating good and eating not necessarily clean all the time, but eating good ever since then. So yeah, this struggle with body image is really interesting to me because people have encouraged me for years, even in Second Wind, which is a band that I was a part of for 16 years or longer, and have thanked me for representing bigger women, and have approached me over the years and said, Myra, you represent for the big girls. Thank you for your courage to do that. And girl, you look good, and keep going. But the truth is, I wasn't necessarily comfortable in my skin, and I'm comfortable with who I am and what I think. But as an image and a representative, a standard for beauty, I wasn't necessarily accepting that, because I couldn't really look at pictures of myself and be satisfied with what I saw, because I felt like you can do better than that. You should be better than that. But I'm going to tell you something. Something happened in the last, I've been on a journey since I've been in my 40s. And especially after 45, I'm 47. After 45, I absolutely care, but I care about myself. I care about my health. I care less about being accepted. And I'll tell you why. Because people will accept you or won't accept you, and it don't have nothing to do with how you look. So I celebrate this young woman being accepted by society in her early 20s as a 220-pound black woman with cellulite in a bikini on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I'm more excited, though, about what it represents, that society is evolving and accepting this as a standard for beauty. That's what's up, society. That's what's up, World Wide Web, and that's what's up, Sports Illustrated. So I'm really, really excited about that. So, there was another question, though, that I thought about, and that is, men, are you more comfortable now that Sports Illustrated is celebrating big women? Are you more comfortable loving a plus-size woman publicly than you were in the past? It's a good question. I think it's a legitimate question. Now, I have always said there is a demographic for everybody. Even at my heaviest weight, I always felt like there was a demographic for everybody. There are chubby chasers out there who like big women, and they don't care what you think. But what I think is so cool is, with the validation of Sports Illustrated, men may feel more courageous, right, being with a plus-size woman comfortably as a standard for beauty. Now, this has been evolved. We've seen this evolving with women buying boobs and butts and all this other kind of stuff, and thick has been in for a minute. but from a majority standpoint, accepting beauty, and if I could just be real direct, black men really haven't had trouble with big women, right? It's sort of what traditionally black men have liked. From a majority perspective, white men haven't always made that an acceptable norm. But with Sports Illustrated embracing this, it's becoming an acceptable norm. It's becoming an acceptable norm, and it's being marketed. And I think that's what's also really worth noting is it's a marketable quality to be plus size. It's a marketable quality, so much so that they put it on the cover. So men, it'd be great to get your feedback about that. And what does that do? Does that legitimize your interest? Does that make you feel as though you could be secure in being with a plus size woman? Maybe. I think it's something, women, that if nothing else, we celebrate ourselves. And it did, even at 47, gave me a little more pride walking around with no Spanx on, because this is an acceptable standard, right? And I think that, you know, we would get there anyway. Some people don't care genuinely, but I think the truth is it does encourage us. If you are a plus size woman, you're encouraged by this because it means that you can stand in your truth and be good. And I'll tell you this much, I wouldn't trade my labs for better abs. Let me tell you something. When I edit this video, I'm going to show you my UC Health labs are the bomb. Do you hear me? My LDLs are phenomenal. All of my HDLs, my blood pressure, my iron, my protein, everything is on point. And so I celebrate that, because a lot of times there was a Today Show did something on being skinny fat years ago. And, you know, a lot of them people struggle with chronic illness. So I'm talking to my big girls. If you are a big girl measuring yourself by the standard of smaller women, stop it. Stop it. Because one of the things that I have learned is that I am so healthy. I'm grateful to be healthy. Legitimately walking around in a size 16, sometimes an 18, with no chronic illnesses at 47. May have a twinge in my knee occasionally. I can't, go get low anymore like maybe I used to be. But the point I'm making is I'm healthy. If I show you my labs, forget about the abs. Do you hear what I'm saying? Get there. That's some truth for you. Get there where you want good labs over good abs. And that is the motivation. If you're going to lose weight, ladies and gentlemen, but ladies, if you're going to lose weight because it's going to get you to the best version of yourself. It's going to make you healthy. And if in the process you just become fine as wine, then amen and hallelujah. But you are worth loving regardless of your size. You are worth loving every day if you never lose another pound. If your weight jeopardizes your health, however, then yes, you need to do something about it. We should all be moving. We should all exercise, right? Exercise our bodies. It's good for our serotonin levels. It increases our endorphins, our dopamine. We feel good about ourselves and we keep going, and that's good. But to kill yourself, and I've done it, have strived for, let me tell you a story. In 2014, I have a girlfriend who is usually the impetus for me doing a lot of creative, artistic things, because I am clinically introverted on any kind of assessment that I have done. I am an introvert. I do extroverted things, and then I need to go recharge alone. So I go sit down somewhere. I may need to go in a bathroom or somewhere, but I recharge alone. And so people sometimes probably don't even understand. They're like, you are not an introvert. I really am a clinical introvert. I have grown through that. I let my passions overcome and overtake my fears. And so I don't worry about introversion when I feel like I'm in my passion, which is why I'm doing healing theology, because I'm in my passion, and my passion is greater and stronger than my fears. So that's why I'm doing this, because I want to help people get out of that mental prison that we sometimes in our distorted thought process. And so today we're talking about that distorted thought process as it pertains to body image and being a plus size woman and accepting that as a standard for beauty globally. That's what we're talking about. So back to my story. My girlfriend calls me one night and says, "Hey, tomorrow there are auditions for the Color Purple musical." And she was like, "I really think you should do it." And I was like, "I haven't prepared anything. I'm nervous." And so she was like, "I'm giving you the information. I think you should do it." So in my head, because I was over 200 pounds, I'm like, well, I need to audition for the part of Sophia. I know. People were like, "Girl, bye." But in my head, the first thing I thought about was my body image and was like, you know what? I need to audition for Sophia because I'm a big girl. So that lasted probably, I promise you, it was divine intervention. I was looking up monologues for Sophia and auditions, and I was like, you know what, Myra, you're a singer, and by a certain standard, sexy. Do Suge Avery. And I was like, I'm gonna audition for Suge Avery. Hadn't done any research, right? But just like, I followed my intuition and was like, you know what? Go out for Suge because you're a singer. Not because of how I looked, just because I was a singer. So I went out for Suge Avery. When I tell you, I am so proud of myself. And again, this is the mindset, because going back to Tabria Majors, you have to jump a mental hurdle to compete for something when you don't think you're the standard for what you're competing for. I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. When you're going out for something that has never been done in your circle, or never been done in a way that has been done before, you jump a mental hurdle to even try as it relates to body image, because it doesn't seem like it's something that it's nothing you've seen that has been done, and it takes a lot of balls to do it. So I audition, and I'm competing with all of my Color Purple friends, CBTC friends, literally competing with girls 20 years younger than me, 15 years younger than me, 60 to 80 pounds lighter than me, for a role, a coveted role, and a role that has been marketed and seen by people as a skinny woman role. So not only do we have some ageism going on, but we have body image, we have societal expectations and standards. And so I went out for the part of Suge Avery. And let me tell you something, I cried tears every day. I sat in Epsom salt baths. I was like, what am I doing? But I would not let myself stop. I wouldn't let myself stop. And when I started researching the role, let me drop this on you if you didn't know. When Alice Walker wrote The Color Purple and Suge Avery's character was developed, it was developed after 1920s and 1930s Empress of Blues, Bessie Smith, hunty. Bessie Smith was a big woman. Do you hear me? A plus size woman who was the Empress of the Blues. Suge Avery's character was written and designed after Bessie Smith. And women like Bessie Smith in the 20s and 30s who were thriving in blues and were the standard for jazz, right? Steven Spielberg made Suge Avery skinny. And all love to Margaret Avery for making that indelible impression in our minds and doing a fantastic job as Suge Avery in The Color Purple, the movie, baby. But Steven Spielberg did that. Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple, though, had Bessie Smith in mind. So when I was going through this process and auditioning and competing, when I read that Bessie Smith, baby, was the model for the standard for the original manuscript, I got in my power and said, oh, I look, and had to go in there and say, I look like the quintessential Suge Avery. This is what it was in the 20s and 30s. Big girls doing it. That was really the standard. And so when I would be in rehearsal and people would laugh, or I had to get on the table and fall off and somebody had to catch me, that was mental anguish. Do you hear me? Knowing that people were like, oh, who gonna catch her? Who gonna do that? She big out here? She big out here in these streets, falling off tables, trying to be Suge Avery. What we doing in 2014? But I did it, y'all. I did it. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm about to tell on Don Sherman. He asked me one day, and he was torn. Y'all, I'm telling you, torn. And was like, I don't know, if this is going to work because of your size. And so he says to me, what you going to do about your arms? What you mean? They arms. I use them to pick up things. They're my arms. Or what you gonna do about your legs? Walk with them, because they're my legs. They look like they look. But I'm gonna tell you something. Once I became empowered with knowledge and information about the standard for that role, I was very comfortable putting on scenes where she was naked in the bathtub. Now I had on a undergarment cover up, but was in rehearsals with all that cellulite showing before Ashley Graham, before Tabria Majors, being in my power, saying this was the standard, and I know it was, so y'all deal with it, because I've already accepted that for myself. But accepting that for myself was a process. That was a process. I didn't have affirmation. Wasn't nobody like, oh boy, you can do it, except my family. But the people in the play were looking at me crazy. I'm just saying. So when you dare greatly and get out of your comfort zone, do it knowing that you are beautiful, and accept yourself first. If you don't accept yourself first, you cannot expect other people to accept you. Trust me, especially not in this age of social media and hateration. People got everything to say who are not in the ring trying to do what you do. I'm just saying. So I wanted to throw that out there because I want to encourage somebody to do something you've never done before. Do something you haven't done before. And it was hard, and I cried, and I was scared, but I rocked that shit. Do you hear me? Rocked it. And that is one of my most defining moments of my life. And it's when I think of being proud of myself, I am proud of myself because I tried hard. I worked hard. I overcame an obstacle. I fought for something, and I got the role. And I was excited, and I shared it with another young lady. But at my age, then I did that. And you can do that too. I don't care what it is you're facing. Don't let your body image disqualify you guys. So I love that. So we are unraveling these distorted thoughts. And let me just throw out something real quick while setting a standard. Monique, the comedian. Monique won her Oscar in 2010 for Precious. Big. Okay? Big. Jennifer Hudson won her Oscar for Dreamgirls. Big. When these women lost weight, and I wanted to say something else, but I'm gonna be nice today. But when they lost all of that weight, there could be a correlation, ladies, I'm just saying. But when they lost all of that weight, some of that swag and energy may have lost its way too. I'm just saying. Babies winning Oscars big, y'all. Swimsuit covers of Sports Illustrated big, ladies. So love yourself. There's a demographic for everybody. Don't worry about these men. Let me tell you something. Let me unravel another distorted thought today while I'm preaching good. When Halle Berry can't keep a husband, There is hope for you. I mean, we talking the quintessential standard for beauty can't keep a man. Now, I don't know what's going on mental, right? I'm not there. But with Halle Berry having trouble with somebody cheating on her, and Beyonce's man is Listen to me when I tell you that don't have nothing to do with what you look like. And we'll talk about that another day. I can't wait to talk about why men cheat. And men, I'm not trying to bash you, but I'm talking. It's a mindset. It's your belief system. It's not how you look. So, ladies, if I could help you a little bit, if I could help you with, it's not what you look like that makes a man be faithful or cheat. It ain't got nothing to do with how you look sometimes. It is a mindset. So when Beyonce and Halle can't keep a man from straying, you know you got to look at your mindset and what your mind is on and what you think about yourself. And more importantly, your energy. Confidence is a big energy booster. Confidence attracts opportunity. I'm going to say that one more time because that was good. Go on, Myra. Confidence attracts opportunity. Confident. Be confident when you walk out the house. Frame your day the day before. Say what you want your day to be like tomorrow. Write your fairy tale. And it ain't got to be a fairy tale, but write your story the night before. Tomorrow, I get up and Myra is in the best state of being in her life. She is mentally sharp. She is doing the damn thing. She goes out. She gets favor. She finds $20 on the sidewalk and goes and buys her an ice cream cone. Myra is winning tomorrow. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear me? I hope you do, because I love you. And I don't want anybody to go through some of the stuff I went through longer than you have to. And that's why I'm doing this, because it's freeing me, and I hope it frees you too. So I wanted to share that with you. I am excited about this new chapter, this new journey, healing theology. Big girls, we out here winning. In case you didn't know, look up Tabria Majors on Instagram. Just hit 1 million followers with her cellulite showing in a bikini with her rolls wrapped around that bikini. I love it. I love it. I ain't saying I'm gonna show y'all my cellulite, but I might. You might see me next week. You might see me next week up on here talking about something. I'm in a bikini because I feel empowered. It ain't nothing wrong with it. And I don't care what you think. How about that? So anyway, I am excited. And I just want to encourage you. I love you. I love you. So with healing theology, I try to share something that's good for your mind, your body, and your soul. So transitioning to your body, I want to just tell you a little bit about what gets me to them healthy labs. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, if you're just joining me, I will not trade my healthy labs for abs, baby. My labs look phenomenal, like a little 20-something-year-old athlete. Do you hear me? She been doing cardio for years, chubby. I'm in good heart health and good cholesterol and fantastic blood pressure. And I think part of that is because in 2005, I really believed in the organic journey. I believed in eating healthy, and it's part of my legacy. My grandmother, God rest her soul, Catherine Smith, was a woman who grew her garden. She was a woman who ate fresh food. She ate meat. I'm not saying there's all kind of arguments for being vegan, vegetarian, what have you. But my grandmother lived to be 99 eating some swine. Do you hear what I'm saying? But she ate good food, food that didn't have antibiotics and hormones and stuff in it. And she believed in supplements and exercise, was out in the garden. My grandmother had an ab lounger in her 80s in her living room. Do you hear me? So I do have a legacy of wellness, a legacy of being active. She was always in her garden and things like that. So I want to share with you how I am winning in this health and wellness thing at 47. Yes. So in the morning, and I'm moving towards plant-based because I like Dr. Sebi, God rest his soul, and the stuff he's talking about. And I do believe that a lot of illness and disease is a function of dairy. in our intestines and our systems. And I do believe you can overcome a lot of illness, chronic illness, with moving towards a plant-based diet. I do believe that. And so let me tell you what I do in the morning. So in the morning, typically, I do a smoothie, and everybody does smoothies and they do it their own way. But I'm gonna tell you what I do, and I got the labs to prove it. And when I edit this video, I'm gonna put them labs up because they are stellar, baby. I need to put them labs in a bikini because them labs look good. Them labs are phenomenal. So I start with Vega plant-based protein powder, and I've used several other brands like I think it's called Tone Up or something in Target. But anyway, I start with a plant-based protein powder, and I got this one that has greens in it because sometimes I don't eat a lot of green vegetables, as many as I should, but I've gotten better. But anyway, I start with Vega. Put that in your blender with some crushed ice. I put turmeric powder in my smoothie. So I put this in as well because turmeric is good for inflammation. And I'm going to tell you something. I talked, I think in my last video about my back acting crazy for no good reason. Turmeric, I'm telling you, and that particular day, I'm not saying there's a direct correlation, but I didn't use turmeric that day. And my sister, who is a registered nurse in Dallas, Texas, and I can't wait to bring her on to talk about supplements and stuff, but gave me 3 turmeric pills and was like, you know, I noticed the difference in my body when I didn't use it. Turmeric, good for inflammation, guys. I put that in there. Then when I moved to Texas, one of the first pieces of advice I got was get you some raw local honey. Well, in Cincinnati, I was using raw local honey because allergies in your area are a function of the allergens, and when bees pollinate and all of that kind of stuff and the honey is created, it becomes an antidote for allergies in your area. So when I came here, one of the first things I did, because pollen is horrible down here where I am, so I got some raw local honey, and that over time, it doesn't work instantly. So I do take an allergy pill occasionally, but I'm not having to take them as often, because I believe this raw local honey is getting me acclimated to my environment, but it is helping with allergens. So if you have any sinus or allergies, get local honey from your area and it will literally give you life. So I put some local honey in there. And then I use ginger. So I put ground ginger in my smoothie as well, because ginger helps with acid reflux, digestion. I'm telling you, very, very good. So if you ever have like upset stomach, nausea, things like that, ginger is a natural remedy for those things. But I put it in my smoothies daily to combat acid reflux, and it works very good. That's my doggy nephew crying. He's part of my narrative. If you saw my video the other day when I was trying to pick up my niece from school, King was in the video. But anyway, he's crying because he wants me to let him out. But I'm busy, King. Hold on a second. So anyway, ginger. All right. Then I use ground cinnamon. Cinnamon I typically use for taste. Okay. I use ground cinnamon for taste, but it's also good for blood sugar levels. So if you have blood sugar issues, ground cinnamon. Now there is a version of cinnamon that you should use. I think they pretty much say this processed store stuff may not be the best, but if you go to an all natural food source, I think it's called Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon. I think that's how you pronounce it, but great for blood sugar levels. So ground cinnamon, I stick that in there. And then for protein's sake, I use almond butter, guys. So I put a tablespoon of almond butter in my smoothie as well. For protein, to make sure I get enough protein, because I'm not going to tell anybody all day long I'm just eating right. I'm not. But I make sure at least I start my day getting the things in my body that I need. Okay. So almond butter, I stick in there. Now, this is solely for energy. So I get the energy. I talked about Soleil water last time. So look at the other video to learn about Soleil water. But Soleil water is great, and it gives you natural energy. It really does. But my girlfriend, Kimberly Butler Gideon, gave me the most wonderful going away gift, and in it was a Starbucks cup with some instant coffee. I put one of these in there solely for energy. And it gives me life. So I love my Starbucks instant coffee. But coffee, I stick a little bit of coffee, just a little pack of coffee in that smoothie for additional energy. It gives me a boost. And sometimes they encourage you to drink coffee before you work out too, as a little stimulant before you exercise. And then, of course, I top it all off with almond milk. Again, I think that I don't do dairy. I haven't done like dairy in a long time. Not just because of lactose intolerance, but also because dairy, I really believe this, that it breeds bacteria in your intestinal system, which can lead to dis-ease or disease. So almond milk, it's the bomb. You'll get used to it. You know, I got used to it after some time, but there's coconut milk is great. There's cashew milk. I don't like that as much, but you know, do you? And then soy milk. I know men are not encouraged necessarily to ingest processed soy, but soy has also, though, been shown to help with menopausal symptoms like hot flashes. So sometimes I will use soy milk. If it seems like my hot flashes are out of control, I will use soy milk, but almond milk is my go-to. So I just wanted to share that, give you a little something for your mind, your body, and your soul. I'm gonna wrap this up. Big girls, we out here winning. Get you some. This is swine for your mind if you like bacon. If you don't like bacon, then just get you some knowledge, some plant-based information, healing tea for you. Information that's good for your mind, your body, and your soul. Have an amazing day. Plus size women, be empowered. Know that you are worthy every day. If you don't drop another pound, you are lovable. You are worthy. The world is realizing our greatness. The world is realizing our sexiness and our standard of beauty. And so accept yourself first, and other people will accept you. I love you. I accept you. You are always in my circle of friends. I love you greatly, and welcome to Healing Theology. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. This is my passion. In addition to music, I love it. Empowering people, being the best version of myself, encouraging you to be the best version of yourself, kicking the devil out of your mind and getting rid of distorted thoughts. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. You can do it. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. If you are of a different religious sect, then you can do whatever you put your mind to. Visualize your greatness. Visualize who you want to be. Speak what you want. Don't speak your fears. Speak your hopes and dreams. Speak what you want. If you want to be in a size 10, then you say, I am a perfect size 10. Get up in the morning and look at yourself, and don't say what you don't like. It's so easy to do. I'm telling, I live this every day. It's so easy to say what you don't like. And it's easy to say what you don't have. But start turning that around and saying what you do have. Winning is wanting what you already have. Do you hear me? When you want what you have, you are winning. And I'm not going to cry. Y'all know I'm a crybaby. But it's true. It is true. And there's no freedom like wanting what you already have. There's no freedom like loving yourself. When you love yourself, you have opened a window and a door for somebody else to love you and love you greatly. I love you guys. God bless you. Be the best version of yourself. Always do your best, and the rest will come to you. Talk to you guys later. Peace.